Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Weekly 7 with me, your host, Monroe Mann.
First things first, please press like. I feel really lonely doing these because I'm not sure if anyone's liking these things. So even if you don't like it, press like. That's what the like looks like, right there. Breaking news, breaking news. My movie, You Can't Kill Stephen King, was just picked up by Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch You Can't Kill Stephen King for free. Please go and check it out right now. Tell all your friends, tell everybody, and please, click like, click subscribe. Please write a nice comment saying congratulations, Monroe, because doing all these videos and not having any nice comments, it kind of gets pretty sad. And I think I deserve a little bit of a congratulations for this, and so does Ronnie, and so does Jorge, and so does John, so does everybody, the entire team. California is a referendum state, and what that means is that if enough people sign their names to a referendum item, the people themselves, as opposed to the legislature, can put something on the ballot. Hundreds of thousands of people signed a referendum item to put on the ballot this November an item that would split up California into 3 states. And this has been going on for years, and it never got the momentum, and it finally did. And everyone was really excited about this because maybe finally California was going to split into 3 different states, and then the California Supreme Court puts the kibitz on it, declaring that this is too important an issue for the people to decide. Now, I mention this as the top story because I think it's amazing when a state is a referendum state, where the people can actually speak up and get something on the ballot and take control over the legislature. And here the Supreme Court is saying, oh, well, no. We're only going to abide by the referendum rules if we feel that the issue is not important. So I am so disappointed with the California Supreme Court, as are millions of California citizens who are so excited about being able to vote and possibly split California into 3 states. And I think it's a really unfortunate state because it shows how powerful our governments have become and how insignificant the people are. And this is echoed even here in New York with the Tappan Zee Bridge issue that I've been fighting for almost a year now. And again, the governor of New York arbitrarily changed the name of a bridge that the people did not want changed. Gosh, please, politicians, remember, you do not represent yourselves. You represent the will of the people, or at least that's what you're supposed to do. For the world story, Brexit. As you know, what Brexit, it means exit of Britain from the EU. And this is scheduled for March 29th, 2019. So Brexit is official, supposed to happen March 29th, 2019. This is assuming, however, that they can hammer out all the details by this October. So right now it's July 22nd, July, August, September. It's about 2.5 months. So keep an eye on this, because here's the big thing. Europe does not want the UK to leave the EU because they want a trading partner. They want this huge economy to remain a part of it. For a long time, I've always felt that the EU, it's kind of a union only in name. Yes, there's a unified currency, but come on, there's no unified military, there's no single president, there's, 15, 20 languages? They keep admitting more and more people, but it's still just, I feel like it's just a very ragtag collection of countries that still have very unique cultures, histories, economies, etc. And I think this could be the trigger for many other countries potentially following suit. We'll have to keep an eye on this. Next up, the travel story. Please go to a place called Ljubljana, Slovenia. This is the capital of Slovenia. It happens to be the country where Melania Trump is from. I was there back in 2014 when I was traveling around Europe, and it's truly one of the most gorgeous cities I've ever been to. It's strange because when you get there, you're going to realize, oh my gosh, this place is tiny. But the town square of Ljubljana, Slovenia is gorgeous. And I mention this today because 2 days ago somebody asked me, oh, what's the favorite city that you'd love to go back to? And almost immediately I thought of Ljubljana, Slovenia. Even though I love New York City, even though I love Shanghai, China, even though I love Lugano, Switzerland, and Paris, and it was Ljubljana, Slovenia that really just, boom, came out of my brain, came out of my mouth. Go do some Google searches for Ljubljana Town Square. And if you can get a 360 view, oh my gosh, it's truly gorgeous. The pictures won't do it justice, but I hope you will go there. It's very easy to get a train from anywhere in Europe to Ljubljana and then just walk down the street until you get to the town square and, oh, bellissima. For the political story, I have to ask, please, my fellow Americans and my fellow world dwellers, stop rooting for the president to fail. Is he perfect? By all means, no. But his failure is going to result in a huge drop in the economy. I heard Bill Maher recently say that he hopes the economy tanks because then Trump will get penalized in the elections. And I'm thinking, my gosh, I wasn't a huge fan of Obama, but I wanted him to succeed. Because he was not the president I elected, but he was the president that I got who was representing me as an American. I don't care if you don't like Donald Trump. Don't root for him to fail. Don't root for impeachment for stupid reasons. Don't call him treasonous because he met with the Russian president. That's not treason. He was diplomatic by saying the things that he said at this press conference recently. And you don't basically on national television, international television, call out the president who's standing right next to you saying, you're a terrible man, you are a horrible person, I can't believe what you did, and I'm going to embarrass you in front of the entire world, and now can we work together? It doesn't work like that, people. From day one, Trump has been a masterful negotiator, whether you like him or don't like him. He knows how to make things happen. And you don't make things happen by appeasing the world and by doing things that are going to make everybody happy with innocuous sayings that don't actually do anything. I understand he upset a lot of people with what happened at that press conference, but trust me, I really believe there's a method to his madness. If nothing else, don't root for him to fail. If you think that you're an American, but you are rooting for the president to fail, that's not cool. If Hillary Clinton were the president, I would be rooting for her to succeed, and I would look and try to applaud the areas where she's doing some good. Try that. Try that. Not only will you be a better American, but your stress levels will go way, way down. Less ulcers equals happier life. On a lighter but still macabre subject, entertainment story of the day, watch the show on Amazon Prime called Sneaky Pete. It's a really, really great show with Giovanni Ribisi, and I'm glad I finished season 2 now. I binged watched for the last week, and I'm glad it's over with because I want to get out of that world for a while. It is a dark, depressing, sad world. But it was really, really amazing writing, fantastic characters, and I'm glad I get a chance to catch my breath now because it's really a little bit overwhelming. But once you start, you will realize, wow, it's a good show. Basically, it's about these two guys in prison. One's named Marius, one name's Pete. Marius gets out before Pete and goes and assumes Pete's identity. In the Tech Science Story podcasts, I've never been a big fan of those, either as a listener or as a producer of them. And as I do more of these YouTube videos, a lot of people keep telling me, Monroe, you should turn this into a podcast. You should do a podcast. And I'm like, I don't want to. Nobody listens. Just today, I read that actually podcasts have gone up 100, 200, 300, 400% in the last 2 years. And they're becoming a huge way for people to get information, news, comedy, dramas. So these radio dramas and radio comedies of old, of the olden days, when people sat around the radio, ooh, listen, they're coming back through podcasts. I just find it very fascinating that podcasts, which I had discarded as old news from the early 2000s, are actually having a resurgence and maybe are going to be something that becomes very, very, very popular and mainstream. Finally, the life skills story is cooking for yourself, which is something I don't do very often, but I'm hoping I can change that tune. Why? I spend a lot of money eating out, and it's expensive. I don't even go to fancy places. I'll go to Subway, I'll go to McDonald's, I'll go to a pizza place, etc. But even that, a simple meal at Subway costs now about $11. I'm thinking $11 per meal. If I went to the grocery store, I could get 3 or at least 2 prepared meals for $11. Maybe 3. So think, wow, just by going to the supermarket and buying some of the frozen dinners, I would save money. But then think about, I was doing even more research. Wow, if I actually, with $11, bought some food that I could cook on a regular basis, like pasta and red sauce, I could buy enough pasta and red sauce with $11 where I could probably have 5 or 6 meals. The issue is I don't want to eat 5 or 6 meals of pasta every week. But if I can just find the discipline to put together a nice menu, I need to find a book for bachelors on cooking. I bet for about $80 I could get enough meals for the whole month, maybe $90, and become creative. So I'm really looking into it because I'm trying to reduce expenses, which is something that I talk about in my recent Fame show episode about financing. But wow, I think it would also enrich myself by, cooking for yourself and eating something you cooked and you prepared makes you feel good, makes you feel better. Just like me doing this YouTube video here, I feel good after I do them because I feel like, wow, I made something, I created something, I used my creativity. So I'm urging you to consider cooking, especially if you're a bachelor guy like me. 1, you're going to save money. 2, you're going to feel better about yourself. Wonderful, guys. It's been a wonderful week. Please definitely check out the comedy musical improv addendum to this episode and check out some of the laughing news characters which are coming at you this week as well. Please like this. Please share it. Please write a positive comment. It seems like the only comments I get recently are "this sucks," "your videos suck," and "you suck." And that's kind of depressing.